Welcome back in a real way. And I wanted to talk about what I think. I think it's false pretense. And somebody could clarify if I'm using this term out of context. Um, but we'll go into the examples, then you guys can tell me if this is what I'm talking about. So you got people like saying um, like a woman dating or being in a relationship with somebody and having backup plan. You know what I'm saying? Like a backup plan. Meaning, they're quote unquote with somebody, but then they're still kind of entertaining somebody else on the side just in case things go wrong. So, like, if they are under the impression that something could go wrong and they're not, 100% in what they're doing, they kind of are the something going wrong. You know what I'm saying? They are literally creating the atmosphere that they fear most, contributing to it directly. You know what I mean? You're coming in as if somebody else is not giving their whole, but you're not giving your whole. Um, Another example is and I've had bitches. I mean, I've had people do this to me before, right? Where a chick might have a particular type. You know what I'm saying? And when that type consistently treats her dissatisfactorily, you know what I'm saying? Uh, or unsatisfactorily, she then figures she's going to entertain a different type that she doesn't necessarily, go for. And basically, take advantage of whatever that comes with, knowing 100% she's not really in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that the women that I dealt with weren't in it, but I have I've had women who dealt with me based upon a stigma. You know what I'm saying? Um, they perceived me to be a different type of guy than they were usually dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And because they perceived me to be a different type of guy, they projected certain things upon me, thinking that it was supposed to go one way, and it ended up going a different way. You know what I'm saying? And just because you know I treat you like a human being, or I might be um, less prone to throwing you off a roof or some shit like that, doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna suffer with whatever type of bullshit you're gonna bring to the table. I'm just probably not gonna react in the same way that the previous guys were. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna deal with it how I'm gonna deal with it. I'm just not gonna deal with it the way they did. Um, but then you have other people who, or this one, when you got the women who, you know, they feel like they've been having a bad go with guys, so then they try dealing with women, like some shit like that. Like I believe that's a false pretense. Like you're not even gay. You're just dealing with women out of spite for your bad decisions choosing previous men. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, you got other people who will like they will do shit halfway to appear to be progressive. Like I've heard this phrase, um, don't confuse motion with progress, and that's a real thing. I've seen a lot of people do that, like just jump into a school program or jump into a nursing program, like to appear that they're busy, but or to appear that they're doing something, but they aren't actually doing anything. Another big thing that I've realized, especially when it comes to that school thing and women in general, um, women are under the impression that school means that they are being productive. School is to prepare to be productive. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole point of schooling. It's learning. It's learning something so that you can be productive. Schooling itself is not necessarily being productive because you can be in school and we already know you can fail school, which means you were not succeeding in the preparation that they were providing for you. So the illusion that many women have of, well, when I do this, I'm gonna go back to school, like as if school is some sort of merit of growth, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? It can be, you know what I'm saying, but that will be determined upon what you do after said schooling. Um, but all in all, the concept of these false pretenses, if you notice, they're based on fear, lack, and inadequacy. Um, Whatever you're dealing with, you feel like is not enough, or you don't have faith in either yourself to bring about the most out of that situation, or you don't have faith enough in the situation that it can bring about the most out of you. Um, which are both fear based and lack based mentalities. Um, because if you're dealing with, or if you subscribe to a concept of abundance or a concept of true faith, then you know whatever you're dealing with is what you're supposed to be dealing with, and it's all for the best of you. Some of you, probably follow the Bible, and in the beginning, after it was all made, he said it was good. It was all good. Everything he made, he said it was good. You know what I mean? So if it's all to the good, you know what I mean, then it's all to the good. Like you can't decide, just because a particular circumstance might feel unfavorable in that particular moment. In the end, it's all to the good. It's up to you to actually, buckle down and bring out the best parts of yourself in order to rise to the occasion and show that you are qualified to claim all of those blessings that are waiting after the lessons, So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other examples of those false pretenses that a lot of people move under, and if you have any real self love, care, and awareness, one, you wouldn't project that shit onto anybody else because you would respect your own time as much as you respect somebody else's. And two, you wouldn't want to contribute to the potential trauma of somebody else, not exactly accepting somebody for completely who they are and just using them for what it is they can give you in that moment. That's not dope. That's not thorough. Um, Another thing I think that's weird about false pretenses is how some people can have their view of you and they project that upon you. You know what I'm saying? So I've had a person recently judge me in a particular way, and when they tried to convict me. They tried to convict me based upon things that I didn't necessarily agree with, and not necessarily agree with in regard to like I'll put it to you like this: a person told me that I'm not as put together as I think I am, and I said, "What makes you think I'm put together?" And they said, "Well, you're not as, you're not as that's the only way she could really frame it. Like I'm not, you're not as put together um, as you think you are." And I'm like, I never. I'm one of the first people to tell you that I definitely don't think I'm put together. However, I know myself, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people um, it kind of fucks with them. You know what I mean? It may come off as oh, that's what she said. There was an arrogance. I'm like, it's not arrogant. It's just the fact that I know who I am and I accept myself for who I am. Like I examine myself very deeply, often, and I do work in order to improve myself in regard to the people that I relate to and the people that I interact with. So I love me, and maybe that's the part that feels weird. Like the few uh, insecurities or inadequacies or whatever that I carry, I love them too. Like I think they're important to my character, and I think those pieces of me are what makes certain people in my cipher, in my tribe, important. You know, those short steps are places where the people around me step in and balance me and fill me in. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. I accept that. And I think this person misunderstood that to mean like, you know, or maybe my comfort and myself can be overbearing, or it can be possibly insensitive. Um, and I'll accept that. I can accept that. Um, but I definitely wouldn't say that I think I'm put together. I think there's a lot of things that, I decided to do, and now that I have done them or am doing them, I I have a tendency of always looking on the other side to wonder if I should have been doing something else. However, when I look at those other things that, on the other side of the fence and who would be benefiting from those things, that's when I know that I am where I'm supposed to be. And I appreciate being where I'm supposed. I appreciate being where I'm at, and I'm thankful for the decision that I made that landed me where I'm at. Um, I am of more of a help to those that I care more about where I am than I would be of help if I were to have been on the other side of that fence, um, doing those other things. You know. Um, so yeah, for anybody who's under the misconception that I think I have it all figured out. No, I don't. But the things that I know, I truly know. I know them thoroughly, and that's where I ground myself and find my security in. So if there is any surety in the way I speak that you feel like rubs you the wrong way, perhaps that's because you lack a certain surety, and perhaps you desire a certain surety that you see in me, and willfully we can find that surety together. But I know that I don't know it all, and I'm happy with knowing what I do know, and I'm happy that I don't know it all because I look forward to knowing more. Um, and if I were you know, to lose, everything tomorrow or in the next second, I will be okay with that because I'm living more genuinely now than I have ever in life. So I'm more me than I ever have been. And if that comes off, wrong, well, I can't say if it comes off wrongly, but if it makes you feel any type of way, that's a you problem. It's not a me problem. Um, that's it. Love y'all. One.